Good evening, here's TAWA News newsletter starting with headlines. Kerry concedes US must talk to Assad to end Syria conflict. Syrian army kills scores of terrorists across the country. Iran and world powers in fresh push for nuclear deal. Netanyahu seeks to lure centrists ahead of vote. The United States will have to negotiate with Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to end the crisis now, entering its fifth year, Secretary of State John Kerry conceded in an interview. Well, we have to negotiate in the end. We've always been willing to negotiate in the context of Geneva First process, Kerry said in an interview with CBS television. He stressed that Washington was working hard to initiate efforts to find political solution to end the war. He insisted that despite the challenge of the US-led fight against the Takfiri group ISIS, Washington was still focused on ending the Syrian crisis. We're also pursuing a diplomatic track, and we have had conversation with a number of different critical players in this tragedy, he added. Russia, which has a close link to Assad, helped initiate the Geneva Second talks in 2013, which were aimed at bringing about a political transition based on earlier Geneva First negotiations. Units of the Syrian army carried out special operation against Takfiri terrorist organizations targeting supply lines coming from Turkey to Aleppo countryside. The army destroyed dens of terrorists and killed many of them in Karmaiser, Al-Ramuse, Sheikh Sayed Maskan in Aleppo and its countryside. Units of the army launched intensive operations mostly focused in Hayyan, Haratain and Bayanon villages and towns located on the highway to Turkey, noting that dozens of terrorists were killed and wounded and their vehicles were destroyed during those operations. Army continued targeting with intensive strikes terrorist organization dens in Hama countryside, while an army unit destroyed an accurate operation terrorist organization hideouts and vehicles, eliminated many of them numbers and injured many others in Abu Jbeilat village in Salamiya countryside. Iran and the world powers are praised for a fresh round of talks on Islamic Republic nuclear program, with time is running ahead of March 31st deadline. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Jawad Zarif arrived in the Swiss city. He said that Iran and the world powers can reach a deal if the six countries show the same political will as Iran. In my view, of the opposite side has the same political will as the Islamic Republic of Iran. Reaching a solution will not be difficult, Zarif said upon his arrival in the Swiss city. The Iranian chief nuclear negotiation added that the technical aspects and the lifting of sanctions will be the two most important issues that will be discussed in the upcoming round of talks. With one day until the election and declining support in the polls, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu launched a charm offensive to lure the support of centre-right Colombo. As campaigning draws to a close, Netanyahu was to speak at the mass right-way rally in Tel Aviv with the aim of ramping up waning support for his right-way Likud. Ahead of the rally, Netanyahu gave interviews to Israeli two main radio stations, in which he said he would be willing to hand a powerful finance portfolio to Karin Riedel Moshe, a popular former Likud minister whose party is forecast to win between 8 and 10 seats, is expected to play the role of following Tuesday vote. That was all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nibal Hneidi. Good night.